Tonight on Seven's Big League, Peter Carey joins Russell Ebert in the 400 club as round 20 goes a long way towards shaping the final five. At Elizabeth, the mighty Warriors virtually assured their second finals appearance. In one of the most amazing turnarounds of the year, Woodville silenced the Dogs' bark with one blistering quarter of football. South and West met in a battle of pride, and it was the Panthers who came out on top, rubbing salt into the already deep wounds of the boys from Richmond. At the parade, Norwood placed the entire season on the line against the young Double Blues, but couldn't answer the challenge, stirred in a cliffhanger to virtually push the legs out of the finals race. It was cheery news for the Roosters at Prospect. North went from strength to strength to eventually clip the wings of a courageous Eagles lineup and secure the minor premiership. It was a torrid encounter at Football Park, where the Tigers were searching for their first win over the Magpies since 1982. Peter Marker was at the match for Seven's Big League.
Yes, Rick, there's no doubt about it. Port Glenelg clashes always have that something special, just like that 1982 preliminary final had. Today was no exception. It was a very tense first quarter. Let's pick it up now just after the start of the second quarter, with Port Adelaide leading by 7 points.
Dwayne Russell's got the number 4 Guernsey back on, the short sleever. Carey's knockout finds Clifford, who runs into a brick wall and gets a holding the ball decision against him. It was either one or the other there. He was either going to get a high tackle or he was going to be clobbered for holding the ball. As Hodgman clears, but it only finds Russell Boyd at left half forward flank. A very quick, vastly improved player, Russell Boyd. Carey goes up from behind. Stephen Williams roved it well, then dropped the ball. Carey was there working hard. Cruz smashed it through. Now Marnie. Quick handball. Ginniver. Port Adelaide doing more at this point. O'Brien's the player down there. Gibbs comes across. Nearly had it. Now he has. And handballs it clear towards Alan Stringer. McFarlane shepherds as Alan Stringer clears. Arlen Kennedy with the pace out there, but he's going to run into Hall, who got there first. Now Murphy. A handball that's not that effective as Arlen Kennedy goes around his player, then runs into trouble. Now Greg Boyd. Quick handball to Smith. Darren Smith. Kick away, sees him get a free after disposal, and that will be to Russell Johnston. No, he lets Bomber take it. Now what else is happening? Laurie Argent's doing some extraordinary things out there with his signalling. Johnston's kick, I see, yes. Well, Laurie's umpiring his 250th game today, and been around for a long time.
There's some good work out there by Greg Boyd on that outer side then, Peter, to get that ball in there.
He's doing a good job against Tony Hall, Robert. Russell Johnston puts it on its way. Oh, good mark. Great body work by Dwayne Russell. He delayed that. He kept Max Cruz on the left-hand side of the flight of the ball right up until the time that it got there. Then he just jumped across to his right and took the mark. And with a massive body like that, you can do those things. That's his second goal. Brilliantly done, Dwayne Russell. Port Adelaide 3-4, the Bays 1-3 on Seven's Big Lead.
This is worth reiterating the good work that Greg Boyd did do out on that half-forward flank. He ran forward to chase, and then he worked for the ball. Then he had to come back to centre wing some 20 or 30 metres to receive a handball from Stephen Williams. He won the ball for Port Adelaide. They got it in towards centre half forward on an advantage free. Russell Johnston took that kick, and Dwayne Russell with sheer strength taking that mark against Cruz. Very good effort by the big fellow in full forward. Certainly got great ability. Received a free in the first quarter when he outbodied his opponents, and they all jumped all over the top of him, and his first goal, a free kick, was thoroughly earned, and that one likewise a very good mark and kick.
Big super. Massive tussle here today against Russell Johnson. Carey used the left hand then again to great effect, but it goes into a scrimmage, and we'll see another ball up. Russell Johnson perhaps does a shade more in the field than Peter Carey, but Carey is just so effective in there. Johnson went high then. Darren Smith, Stringer, had to get rid of that one very quickly. McDermott's got it now, and umpire Argent will do it all over again.
Well, player Smith looked as though he was infringed there when he went for that ball. Umpire not interested. Johnston trying to get front position on this occasion. All nice take, Kim Kinnear. Running forward to meet that ball from half back. Did it well. Michael O'Brien. The will of the West. Russell Ebert's found a position for him. It's his third mark. Fourth kick. Been playing very well up in the forward lines for Port Adelaide. Got a lot of pace. Seems to have developed some strength underneath the ball now too. Holds his ground fairly well. Port Adelaide are 13 points in front at the moment. Wayne Marnie running past. I don't think he needs to pass it to you, Wayne. 25 metres out straight in front. That's the sort of goal that a forward has to kick. It's the second kick today. Port Adelaide 4 goals, 28 points, leading Glenelg 139 on Seven's big lead.
Listen, from that bounce down there, it was very clever work by Russell Johnson to snare front spot from Peter Carey. A very clean pick-up from Kinnear. The ball went forward, and Michael O'Brien, who's worried a lot of opponents this year, took the mark on his chest. He doesn't dive over packs. He doesn't waste energy, Michael O'Brien. What he does is all engineered towards goal kicking. He's a good player.
Scott Salisbury going off the ball with Stephen Clifford. Going back into the back pocket. Port Adelaide ringing several changes up on that half-forward line. I think they're running Stephen Williams as a run-on player with Stephen Clifford and Rowan Smith. So they've got a three-pronged run-on ruck playing and two rovers, Jennifer and Marnie. All those players playing very well. Glenelg scooping it forward. Curtis runs past it. A bit of a scrimmage in the centre of the ground. Slightly towards the Glenelg goal this time. Glenelg a little bit slow out of the blocks today. They're not slow out of the blocks, but they've maintained it. They came out pretty well. They can't get running. There's a free kick to Peter Maynard. Let's see if they can get going now. Maynard goes out of the pocket ahead of Seebohm. Seebohm from behind. Fisted away by Harris. Anderson running back into defence. Hodgman's with him. Well done, Kim Hodgman. Some nice block there too. But the kick out of defence is good, and Arlen Kennedy takes the mark.
Plays on too, and Boyd runs downfield. Not Boyd, it was O'Brien, in fact. He couldn't mark the ball. Scrimmage occurs again, and umpire Argent, who's right on the spot today, comes in to bounce the ball. On the outer side of the ground now, Russell Johnson and Peter Carey, both players still on the ball. Maynard again with a quick kick away, left foot. Henwood punching away, or trying to, was Phelps. Picked it up well. There's a lot of water out there. Now David Kernahan will get a free kick for an I don't know what. Allegedly holding on, according to the umpire. The kick is back towards centre-half forward. Russell Boyd from behind. Oh, that was a good leap. He's going to be paid 10 out of 10 for effort. And he certainly stopped the ball, and he appeared to control it. So that was a good mark at centre-half back. Well intercepted. 5 marks he's taken. That's his 6th kick. Under the ball is Stringer, Arlen Kennedy, Rowan Smith, and Stephen Williams. The quick kick forward sees McFarlane out of the blocks, and Darren Smith at the bottom of the pack. He taps it out now, but there are players everywhere out there. That handball is going towards the line. Rowan Smith with pace. Free kick, Rowan Smith. He's a good player. We've talked about him all year. He's a man with something special. This is his 4th kick. Centre-half forward now. Under the ball there was the big chap again in Wayne Russell. The umpire indicating that his hand was being held on to. Not affectionately, but certainly illegitimately. And it's Dwayne Russell now at centre-half forward. He really is a massive man. Now, his actual mark is about 40 metres away. He's got about 40 metres between himself and Cruz. That's his run-in. Cruz is, yes, the mark must be somewhere else. Cruz came right up to it. A huge kick by Dwayne Russell. Through the centre with a heavy ball. His 3rd goal, and he's playing superbly. Port Adelaide 5-4. The Bays 1-3 on Seven's big lead.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. The full forward kicking 3 goals in the first quarter and 10 minutes of the game. It's a very good effort by Dwayne Russell. And Port Adelaide, full of confidence, their ability to run that ball through the centre of the ground. I think they're holding an edge around the packs. That's the important part of the game at the moment. If they keep this up, they're going to cause Glenelg a lot of headaches.
Carey in front, taps it back. Anderson got the quick kick away. Darren Smith at centre-half forward. Players falling over. It was tunnel ball through. A chance for O'Brien. He got it out. Phelps couldn't get the kick away. He's the centre-half back down there. That's how well they're running. Port are 5-4. The Bays are 1-3. And I don't think the bays are working quite hard enough, Robert, particularly around the packs, as you mentioned.
No, they're not getting to the ball and getting it up. Some Port Adelaide's handball, you saw it then. Well done, Anderson. Nice kick forward by Smith. And he finds Dwayne Russell on the lead yet again. Corns a little concerned at the moment, and well he might be. So Port Adelaide, some of their handball's been good. I remember just some few weeks ago down here at Football Park, we saw Greg Anderson play a game in the centre of the ground where his handball was absolutely horrific. He couldn't find the body to save himself. And today, I reckon he's done 4 or 5 beautiful little gives on the up, and he set the side going. Not the dashing Anderson, but very, very effective. An important goal. Number 4 it is. Number 4 to Dwayne Russell. Port Adelaide 6 goals for. Glenelg 1 goal 3. 4 kicks, 4 goals for the big fellow at full forward.
And with superb movement down the ground there, Port Adelaide, and certainly Anderson was the player involved with that very quick give. The pass was brilliant, and I tell you what, not an easy mark to take that Dwayne Russell got down to, but he took it. And what a powerful man he is. The kick didn't present a problem. Garton just replaced Max Cruz, so a move has already been made. Port 40 points, Glenelg 9.
Port Adelaide certainly looking now as though they mean business today. They're after that 3rd spot. Kim Hodgman this time. Out of the centre, just out to the wing. Hall coming in quickly. Reid backing up, and he pushes it on again for Tony Hall to get another go at it. He dives on top of the ball. Tackled by Arlen Kennedy. Greg Boyd trying to dive and hit it out, and that's exactly what happens. Ball flying out of bounds on Glenelg's half-forward flank on the outer side.
Tony Hall being well held by Greg Boyd. No mean feat, but Greg Boyd is a very good player. Henwood and Phelps. Phelps got his hand to it, then another one. Came back to Simons, now Hodgman involved. Glenelg go forward, the lead is on from Seebohm, cut off by Harris. Been paid the mark. He appeared to control it. Ben Harris. He's got Craig Ebert at centre-half back on his own, but he'll play percentage with his first kick and go towards Russell Johnston, who marks behind Peter Carey. That was good judgment from the big chap. And do you think they haven't improved since he's been part of the team? Russell Johnson. Oh, excuse me. O'Brien again. Kennedy it was, who kicks the ball forward. Gibbs let it go straight through him. Smith, Gibbs a push in the back, and he'll take the free kick.
And Gibbs is a free kick, and he knows just when to give ground to get that free kick. Saves the bacon. Peter Maynard makes out the handball, fell from his hand. I thought he had it long enough. The umpire was a bit lenient on him then. Gave him plenty of time to get rid of it. Kim Hodgman receiving from Tony Simons. Simons runs on. Hodgman with a very well-placed handball. Simons punches it into Seebohm. Good kick. Good bit of football by Glenelg there. Perhaps had a little bit of luck at half-back when Maynard tried to hang on to the ball, tried to evade and break a tackle. Ball fell from his hands. The umpire momentarily mesmerised. Second kick for John Seebohm. It's a full forwards kick for the second time. 2 goals on his second kick. Glenelg 2-3. Port Adelaide 6-4 on 7's big lead. With the initial pace over, can Glenelg now start to grind their way back into this game by half-time? Philip Reid out of the centre. Craig Ebert in front. Goes through his arms. No, it didn't. The umpire said no. Max Cruz, he's off the ground. Adam Garton's gone back on to full-back. Ebert plays on. Out towards Anderson. Good height. Nice spoil by Stringer. In the back against Rowan Smith. Free kick to Tony Simons. They need him to lift a bit across the middle. He's only going to pick up a few kicks and things will start to happen. Maynard. McDermott. Holding ball. No. Umpire says play on. It's good strength by McDermott, though he doesn't panic. Good tackle by Craig Ebert. I don't think he was all that happy about that either, because he tried to barge McDermott. Good tackle by Ebert. Henwood coming in from behind, just smashes the ball wide to Hodgman. He leaves it alone. Well done, Curtis. He could have grabbed the body then, kept his eye on the ball. Very good defensive work.
Yes, Curtis knows all about it. He's been playing for a long, long time. He's played well over 300 games, in fact, Stephen Curtis, in Perth and Adelaide. Back to Hodgman now. Got the quick kick away and a good kick too. Marshall's under it, and he'll get 15. That was ridiculous from Bomber Clifford. Didn't really need to do that. He'll come right into the square now. Certainly Hodgman's come back into the game now after a brilliant first 10 minutes, but then Anderson took control. That was Hodgman's 10th kick that he got to Marshall then. 10 kicks, 2 marks, 2 handballs, Hodgman, in 1.5 quarters of football. Marshall now will slam that through. Glenelg coming back into it. Marshall's first goal, the Bays 3-3, Port Adelaide 6-4 on Seven's big lead.
That was some very good work by David Marshall, actually. Kim Hodgman's kick, very good. But the ability of Marshall to read that kick, it wasn't the sort of kick that was directed well. It was a kick that a good forward, with his wits about him, knows how to read his teammates' kick as it comes in. That was excellently done by David Marshall. And ever the opportunist that he is, played some wonderful games at centre. Now we see him up on that half-forward flank doing just the same. If they get the ball in quickly, his ball skills and his reading ability as such, he's a very, very dangerous player. And Kinnear won't be able to give him a half a metre this afternoon.
19 points the difference. Johnston and Carey again. They've been on the ball all game. Clifford went for the kick away, but it was Marshall who ended up doing it. Henwood with power. McDermott, no, a free kick will go against Phelps in favour of Henwood. So Henwood's got it at centre-half forward. Seebohm leads to the east. Henwood goes long. He's a powerful man. Ben Harris comes across. Tony Hall kicks off the ground. Oh, big goal, Tony Hall. His first goal, he didn't take the mark, but on the rebound he put it through. Port Adelaide 6-4, Glenelg 4-3 in fact on Seven's big lead.
So Wayne Henwood is going to kick the cover off that ball. He really let it go. He miskicked it. The timing was terrible, but he still kicked it some 55, 60 metres. And Tony Hall, ever ready to take advantage of the opportunity. We're used to seeing him go for marks, but on that occasion, taking it off the ground, got away from Greg Boyd for one of the very few times in this match. And he's kicked the goal for Glenelg, so they are fighting back. They're not going to relinquish their position up at the top of the table, sitting there in second position at the moment. And they know that Port Adelaide are lurking behind them, and they're going to fight back. And maybe at half-time, we could be set for a big second half.
13 points in it. Russell Johnston, Carey, Johnston down on the ground, tries to tap it out. Anderson, he missed Kennedy. The Marshall kick was smothered. Hodgman kicks off the ground. Copping, through Copping. McDermott, Marnie goes for the line and finds it. Just. The throw in, right half forward flank for the Bays. Russell Johnston looks a bit like a gollywog at the moment, back in the centre. Playing a marvellous game though, so is Peter Carey. Henwood, McDermott, this way, that way, he's in trouble now. The tap out to Reid. Hodgman, burning at the moment. Seebohm and Ben Harris. Ben Harris kept Wilmot kickless last week. Here's a goal. Simons can't get boot to ball. Russell Boyd, Greg Boyd, there's no one out there, so he's gone for the line. It's close to it, but it just stopped. David Kernahan hooks back long and hard. Curtis under the ball. It landed at his feet. Now out towards Marnie. Marnie takes off with pace. Over the shoulder. Well, it was, but he also might have been holding the ball, so it might have been a play-on situation, Robert.
Oh, he had to tackle him correctly. That was careless by Tony Hall. It was good work by Hall. He ran in and then he just carelessly put a hand over his head. Over his shoulder. That's bad luck. Spin probably beat him on that tackle. Free kick for Port Adelaide on the half-forward flank. Russell Johnston, but he's in everything. Up to half-forward. Anderson coming in from behind, interferes. The free kick will go to Alan Stringer at half-back. Alan Stringer punches it down to Peter Maynard. Maynard loves to make himself loose. Glenelg can start a bit of rebound. He'll be there to receive them. You can rely on him to do that. His kick's not good though. Jeff Phelps punches the ball long and strong in a bit of space in the centre square. Darren Smith coming across to get at David Kernahan. Kernahan settles for kicking off the ground. There's a lot of water out here on the flanks. And you just get some idea then as Darren Smith trying to handball it. High tackle against Kinnear. Played on quickly by Murphy. Gives it to Marshall. Marshall in towards Seebohm. Seebohm trying to control it. Harris with him. The umpire calling that up very quickly, not giving the players any opportunity to even have a fight over the ball. Max Cruz just cooling off in the coach's box, or interchange bench, whatever you like to call it. Henwood knocking it down. Greg Boyd punching it wildly, flies out of bounds. So 6-4 to Port, 4-3 to Glenelg, 13 points the difference. And there's the gollywog, Russell Johnston. He's been in the mud. He's been in everything.
Certainly has. Marshall again. Ben Harris. Well, they didn't move. Hall, great mark. Right under the ball. Greg Boyd with him, but Tony Hall is certainly very good at doing that, taking marks. So we'll take the kick from about 30 metres out. Change for Port Adelaide as Ginniver comes off. Fiacchi on. Tony Hall at centre-half forward, 25 metres out, directly in front. This is his third kick. 2 marks and 2 handballs, and he puts that through for his second goal. Glenelg drawing a lot closer now, 5-3 to Port Adelaide, 6-4 on Seven's big lead.
So Tony Hall getting the last 2 goals for Glenelg, getting himself back into the game. The last one off the ground, that one doing what he does best, taking a fine mark. Greg Boyd's been with him all the time. He tried to spoil that ball away. Some very good body work then, enabled that mark to be taken. So Glenelg coming back into the game very well indeed. Port Adelaide lost that teamwork and run that they showed a bit earlier. They're 7 points in front. We're about 21 minutes into the second quarter.
Johnson and Carey. Johnson got his hands to that one. Maynard couldn't pick it up. Fiacchi couldn't. Umpire Argent will throw it up. It's his 250th senior appearance, Laurie Argent. Carey. Hodgman. Port Adelaide player dived across the front then and gets a free kick. Don't quite know how that happened, but anyway, Russell Boyd's got it. 8th kick. Port Adelaide haven't been into attack for a while. Dwayne Russell couldn't get into the action then. He seemed to be stopped on the way in. Garton took the mark. Max Cruz was on Dwayne Russell, but the big full forward is booted for. It's not a bad kick out there towards Hodgman. Free kick to Marshall.
Kim Hodgman kicked then when he went up for that mark. Just stuck his foot out. It's hurt Greg Anderson.
Certainly has. He's still on the ground, Greg Anderson, but just getting up now. Tony Hall leads in the race. He gets caught. He's in a lot of trouble now. Kennedy will get a free kick. That will be against Stephen Copping. And there's Anderson. I think he's okay. He seems to be in a touch of pain. Not a lot of percentage in that kick as Phelps goes through the pack. Hodgman fights well for the ball and holds it in that position, and there'll be a throw up at about the right half forward flank area for Glenelg.
Phelps recovering quickly back into position on Henwood, long way from his man. Carey to Marshall. Hodgman coming across yet again. Well done. A quick kick forward, almost smothered. Carey tapping it on well to Peter Maynard. Maynard's got Seebohm on a straight lead. That is a beautiful bump by Fiacchi. Penalised. I mean, he was under all sorts of pressure. If that's taken out of football, then I'm afraid it's not the game I used to know. There was nothing untoward about that play whatsoever. Bit of good body player running in, just running the other player off with his body, particularly in these wet conditions. So Tony Hall gets a gimme, straight in front. His third goal for the quarter. Glenelg draw within 1 point. Quarter 6-4. Glenelg 6-3 on Seven's big lead.
It was a great first half of football at half-time. Glenelg 7-3, led Port 6-5. The difference 4 points. Everything's set up for a great second half. Let's pick it up 5 minutes into the third quarter. Port leading by 2 points.
Salisbury. I didn't think Scott Salisbury could reach that high, but he did, somehow or other. Kick towards centre-half forward, Darren Smith, Michael Merrill. Well done, Smith. There's a good contest in between the two big fellows. Smith in towards full forward. Oh, gee, that was taken out of the air by Stephen Williams. Now an opportunity for Dwayne Russell. Looked as though he might have been pushed in the back. Glenelg saved. McFarlane takes possession. Over the top it goes. Russell Boyd back into the goal square. Rowan Smith's the last of the Mohicans. Off hands, a chance for Fiacchi. Oh! Was it over the line? No. Gibbs was there again. He's the one who kicked it. Port Adelaide Russia behind. 7 goals, 6 they are. Glenelg 7-3.
Well, the goal umpire was pretty cool there. Seemed to know all about it as Ross Gibbs kicks to the outer side of the ground. Darren Smith beaten on that occasion by Murphy, who marked very well. Marshall wants it further down the field. It's put in that player's direction. He takes a good mark. He's on centre wing, breaks around onto that left boot, hooks it back to centre half forward. Copping can't half volley it. Port Adelaide defenders everywhere. Phelps, he got it from Ebert. Phelps is a rangy player, puts it up towards Dwayne Russell. He's got it. I tell you what, the way he's kicked the ball today, he might confidently think about booting this one. I'll tell you what, Adam Garton makes you work hard for the ball. There he is, Dwayne Russell. He's booted 4. And he really is a powerful kick. Tony Simons is doing plenty in there behind the mark. He's right behind Garton, Tony Simons, and he's doing plenty. Dwayne Russell, Man Mountain. He's kicked the cover off the ball, but it's just offline. That went 60 metres. Port Adelaide 7-7, Glenelg 7-3 on 7's big lead.
Just been told I got Stephen Kernahan to kick a minute ago. Obviously I meant David Kernahan. Kick to the outer side. Off hands. Arlen Kennedy kicking forward. Rowan Smith running forward to get to the ball. Takes the mark. Can he kick it as far as Dwayne Russell? If he can, and kicks it straight, it's a goal. He's within distance. Just got to time the kick. He has timed it fairly well. He hasn't kicked it straight, nowhere near straight. Peter Carey has taken that mark. He stopped the ball. Then it was knocked out of his hands. No doubt that the mark was taken. Simon's giving him a lead short. He decides to go long towards Peter Maynard. Simon's coming from the front of the pack. That was well done, Tony Simons. Bad luck, though, with the kick. He had no one to kick it to. Just tried to push it up into a little space that was up the ground. Too softly. It's flown off the edge of his boot. Russell Boyd. Good lead by Russell Johnston. Oh, gee. He's playing with Peter Carey. It's not a bad move. Coach Ebert has got the big ruckman running into the forward line. So when Carey drops back into defence, Johnston going back there with him. You don't see that very often. Kick number 8. Ball spinning a lot. He didn't time it as well as he might have. Ball picked up, rushed through yet again. Port Adelaide score another behind. There's 7-8, 50 points. Glenelg 7-3, 45 on 7's big league.
Good game of football here, and Ross Gibbs seems pretty happy about something at the moment. That didn't screw for him. Boyd. Russell Boyd at half-back. Off goes Johnston again. Oh, that's found Anderson. Superb pass there, Russell Boyd. I think he might have touched the ground on the way through with that kick. Anderson now with his 12th kick. He and Hodgman have had a big duel in the middle. Hodgman perhaps a shade up. Anderson's kick. That'll fall short too. They're not finding the goals. There's Rowan Smith. Well, probably the shortest player there, and he's got something special about him, that young man. It just seemed to fall into his hands. And he's on an angle. A tight angle. And he boots it. That's his first goal. Port Adelaide, 8 goals, 8. Glenelg, 7-3 on 7's big lead. Anderson is at half forward at the moment. Salisbury is his opponent, so that's a change around. We've normally seen Salisbury on Clifford at all times. Clifford's in there in the middle. Plenty of others in there too. Oh, Carey to Hodgman was brilliant. Copping's way out there at half forward, but so is Reid and Curtis. They seem to all get there at the same time. And that's out on the full against Craig Ebert. Touch unlucky there. Copping with the free kick on the outer side of the ground. Pulls it back. Port Adelaide player in front is Williams. Stephen Williams, who doesn't mind these conditions. He seems to handle them pretty well. Port Adelaide leading by 11 points as Williams deep in the back pocket, kicks out of defence, low trajectory, and it went straight to Kennedy. Kennedy with his left boot now brings it back to centre wing. Carey, 2, 3, 4, 5 grabs. That's his ball. Gee, the big chap certainly covered with mud. He'll get 15 metres as well. He's not kicking that far these days, Peter Carey, but he's very accurate. Seebohm leads now. Carey holds back though and puts it into the pocket, but that's cut off by Greg Boyd, who was too quick for Wayne Henwood then.
He has taken the mark, and the 15-metre penalty has been awarded to him. Russell Johnston, having run into defence now, means that Peter Carey's back on his own. So they've got to go short. This is the problem. There's loose men back there. That's why they're kicking that short kick to try to find the body. Holding ball. No, umpire says play on. That's holding the ball. Two Glenelg players both dropped the ball. I think Peter Maynard looking for the free kick for a push in the back then. The umpire penalising him. It was a good tackle by the Port Adelaide player, not falling on top of him. Peter Maynard not happy. The coach's lament, we saw it today early in the game, Peter. And Peter Maynard sitting on the bench was giving Graham Coors a bit of information just to let the coach know what's going on. McDermott now. Out wide, Tony Hall. They're running too, Glenelg. They've got players loose up here in the forward line. It's a good kick. Wayne Henwood on his own. Straightens up. Over the top. John Seebohm can't control it. Not even close by Wayne Henwood then. Could he have run in a lot closer? Who knows what was going on in his mind. He thought he could kick it.
Still trying to find the centre-half back for Port Adelaide, Jeffrey Phelps. He's back there now. He was a mile away from Henwood then. Henwood took it from the throw-in. That'll bring rain. Big leap there by Seebohm. Here's a chance. No, they couldn't quite get to it. Marnie was there. The Glenelg player nearly got a knee to the ball, but didn't. A point only. Port Adelaide 8-8, the Bays 7-4.
Ben Harris. Just kicking to the western side of the oval. Johnston over the top. Carey was nowhere near him, but Carey was there to get the crumb. Just puts the short kick in front of Philip Reid. He's tackled well. Oh, that's a very good tackle. Well done, Curtis. Allowed to play on. Stephen Williams. Kicks for a bit of space at half forward, into which Darren Smith is running. Anderson ran for him. He didn't give the ball off. He's chosen to go to the top to O'Brien. It's gone too far. The reflex handball to Anderson was an absolute winner then. Running onto his left foot to the full face of goal. He'd had Smith running into the square with Russell. And he chose to go back and kick it himself. The result, a throw in. Between half forward and the forward pocket for Port Adelaide. Darren Smith and Michael Murphy. Hodgman up there for Glenelg. Anderson's with him. He gets the ball. Sharks at best. Here's a chance for Russell. Can he fluke one? Oh, what a great goal! 5 goals to Glenn Russell. 9 goals, 8. Port Adelaide, Glenelg, 7 goals, 4 on 7's big lead.
Well, that shows you the value, I suppose, of getting ball to boot very quickly. It was Anderson who probably didn't have any other option but to slam it onto the boot. Fortuitously, it was Dwayne Russell who received it, and he kicked the only kick that would have resulted in a goal. It was the one he kicked. It went straight through. Brilliantly done for 5 goals, Dwayne Russell.
Johnston, Carey. Players in close. Well done by Stephen Williams then. Put himself in front of Kim Hodgman. Hodgman's been getting underneath the fall of that ball very well in the centre. Since Port Adelaide took charge early in the game, it was Hodgman that really worked very strongly in the centre of the ground. Anderson up forward. Can he get it on to Darren Smith? On to Fiacchi. George Fiacchi from 5 metres. Port Adelaide running on. First goal to Fiacchi. Port Adelaide 10 goals, 8. Glenelg 7 goals, 4.
Well, you've really got to hand it to Anderson. He's only intent on moving that ball forward. Rowan Smith also. And it went through, right through to Fiacchi then, and he ran into an open goal. The Port Adelaide players are doing something pretty good out there now, particularly around the packs. Their attack on the ball is as good as it was in the first part of the second quarter when they booted 4 quick ones. An interesting duel in the middle. Anderson 13 kicks, 1 mark, 7 handballs. Hodgman 15 kicks, 2 marks, 4 handballs. So they're both doing plenty. I don't know that either is clearly on top.
Heading towards the 16-minute mark of the third quarter. Port Adelaide have bolted for a fraction. Will Glenelg come back again? They did it in the second quarter. Most of the scoring's been done at the southern end. Although Port Adelaide did kick 4 in the second quarter to the northern end. The southern end certainly gives one the impression during with the reserves match and all taken into account that that's the end that's been happening. Philip Reid in there, trying to work that ball out. A lot of hard work being done. It was in this situation in the second quarter that Glenelg took an ascendancy after Port Adelaide came out and kicked a few goals. It was around the pack here in the middle that Hodgman and the like took charge. McFarlane coming out to meet the ball. Opportunity for Anderson. I think he's on the half-forward flank. Dwayne Russell, a 2-metre pass. He's bolted, that's sheer strength. The big fellow runs away, kicks it long and strong. Russell boy's there, the kick's too far for him. Simons, Marnie underneath the ball. He gives it away to Fiacchi on his left foot. And Fiacchi has scored again. That's his second goal this quarter. His second goal for the match, in fact. Port Adelaide 11-8-74, leading Glenelg 7-4-46 on Seven's big lead.
Well, he's booted 5 big goals, Dwayne Russell.
Well, at three-quarter time, Port Adelaide 11-10. We're leading Glenelg 8-4. The Bays were facing an uphill battle in the last quarter. Let's pick it up at the 19.5-minute mark with Port Adelaide leading by 19 points.
Under pressure, plenty of pressure from Russell Boyd. Marshall to the outer side, David Kernahan. Murphy's further afield, he gets the handball. The Bays still running. There's no doubt they're good enough. McDermott marks it on centre wing. 19 points the difference. Approaching 20 minutes now. Can the Bays get back into it? Hopping's taken a fingertip mark out there in front of Ebert. So they're coming home, the Bays. Henwood leads into the pocket. The big chap spoilt brilliantly then, Ben Harris. So you can see this week why Wilmot found it very, very hard, and in close finishes between these two sides at Football Park, Glenelg have won 7, Port Adelaide 5. The Port Adelaide's form at Football Park against the Bays has been far better. Out of 22 games, they've had 15 wins and a draw. And Glenelg have not beaten Port Adelaide here since the infamous 1982 preliminary final. Down it comes again. Clifford finally gets boot to ball. Williams it was who handballed to the line, and it's played off. We'll see a throw in right in front of the scoreboard.
I think Port Adelaide want to win this badly. We're 21 minutes into the last quarter. Johnson and Carey, they're both black. Black and blue, I would suggest. They've battled it out all day. Johnson this time, he taps it down, but he still can't find the teammate. The kick forward goes to Henwood, nice evasion. Then he misses the kick. The handball's long and strong to Williams. Williams now out of defence. He punches the kick up the centre. Darren Smith, he's done a very fine job at centre half forward this afternoon. He hasn't given Murphy a good look at the ball. He's managed to spoil kick mark number 5 and kick number 10 up to the half forward line and out of bounds. Harlan Kennedy. So there's going to be a change for Port Adelaide. I think I saw Brenton Owens out there. Did I see him, Peter, or not? Number 24 flashed into my eye. I think it might have been Greg Boyd. The kick forward. Port Adelaide will do anything to be off the interchange bench. O'Brien high in the air. That was Harrison, in fact. That's the man I'm looking for. O'Brien up at full forward. He traps the ball in the area. That beautiful kick of Harrison's. He's a lovely mover. Magnificent kick as he sent it up the ground then to give Port Adelaide a chance. A few people going home seem to think that the game's under control. Peter Carey taking the ball on this occasion, hurled to him. Wayne Marnie coming off the ground, Arlen Kennedy coming back on. Wayne Marnie had a good first quarter, fallen out a bit since. Hodgman, short chip kick, back towards the centre, Russell Boyd.
Boyd plays on, it's come across the centre of the ground, and Stephen Williams, it's one of the best games I've seen him play, and certainly in the latter half of this season, he's really come into great form. 15 kicks, 5 marks, 2 handballs, but he's been right at the bottom of the pack where it counts. 23 minutes gone, he can kick a long way too. He gets onto this, it'll go through. Put it right up into the square, just offline, a point. So Port Adelaide stretch that lead now to 20 points. And Wayne Marnie there sitting down, Russell Ebert alongside, thinking about proceedings. But Glenelg in trouble, Robert. They'd need to do miraculous things from here to win this one.
They certainly will. I think Port Adelaide really are going to hang in there. They've worked very hard. They're not going to let this one get away. Still, there's time to go. We've got about 5 minutes left. Ball off, hands over the back. Whoops, the handball, Stephen Williams misses it. Comes back after it quickly. Arlen Kennedy in there. Kidney just gives the ball to the umpire. I thought he might have had the chance to get away. Kennedy and Carey coming in. Carey smashes the ball into a bit of space. Here comes Curtis. He's caught from behind. The free kick's going to be played to him. A little fortunate, I felt. 24 minutes in the last quarter. Bit of shoe trouble here. Could last till 27 minutes. Dare I say that. Stephen Curtis is now forward of centre. He had a 15-metre penalty. Chips the ball over the half-forward line. Grain rushing in. Good player coming through quickly there was Hodgman. He's working well. Harrison around his body in towards full forward. Ginniver. No, not Ginniver. O'Brien. Clifford. He's done it again. George Fiacchi. Goal number 4. Port Adelaide 14 goals 12. Glenelg 11-4. Kick number 10 to Fiacchi.
No doubt about the result now. The Port Adelaide players ecstatic.
No doubt about it at all. In 22 encounters at Football Park, Port Adelaide have won all but 5 and 1 draw. So they certainly have the wood on Glenelg at headquarters. 14-12 to 12-4. Dwayne Russell booted 5 big goals. George Fiacchi in one half of football got those 4. O'Brien 2, then Williams, Rowan Smith and Darren Smith with 1 each. For Glenelg, Hall got 5, Seebohm 3, McDermott, Marshall, Copping, Hodgman and Henwood 1 each. After the game, Bob Odie spoke with Russell Ebert.
Russell, you must be very happy. That was a very good performance by the lads today.
It was an excellent performance and very rewarding to see the youngsters really put in and work like they did today, particularly to get in front and then drop back level or behind the drop and then to come again. It was really good.
The team seems to have developed, particularly in the rucking area, not so much just Russell Johnston, but the other lads, Stephen Williams, Tim Ginniver, Wayne Marnie even early, even though they fell out a bit perhaps later on, Rowan Smith, and you've got a very good little band of men there that are doing some pretty good work.
We've got the players now that are small ball getters. We've got the middle-sized ball getters, and we've got sort of Johnson, Harris, Phelpsy, Smithy and Dwayne now, who are the bigger catch players, and it gives us a good blend. And we've also got some legs in the side now, which you've got to have these days because of the pace of the game. And I thought our combination was pretty good today.
It certainly was. It was very good, and Port have got some hard work to do before the